Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is March 13th, 2026, and I'm back with another message. I hope you're doing well. So, this curator and his buddies are talking about April. They're saying that they are going to transfer everybody in April. Not too long back, the curator had mentioned April 2nd. And a person commenting on one of my posts from Iran stated that all of this crap was going to be over by the end of April. A couple of days ago, as I was listening to these ones speaking, on and on and on like they do, the words "get ready" kind of flashed before my eyes without sound. A younger masculine asked an older masculine how he was going to do it. And he was told that he had technology for it. So these ones have been assuring each other all along that if there is medicine in the flesh temple housing spirit and soul, that they have the right to claim the value of that soul, to transfer the earth angels' life force, soul value, spiritual essence, and all of that into one of their brutal, harassment, freaking death realms or whatever. God said that this is the end of their relationship with batteries, and their technology may not be as effective as they had hoped, because God is changing the dynamic of this. Somebody said, and they were very mad, a younger masculine, and getting all this money, and da-da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da. So he's really mad because apparently those who are willing to protect the safety of the foundation of this community and everyone in it, including she who is handing out charity and stabilizing people with their homes and their foundation, right? So these masculines that have been kicked out, or that are getting kicked out of this charity business or these services, are very upset because she's not giving any of her hard-earned dharma to these ones who had tried to steal from her and destroy her. They're not getting anything. So they're trying to convince the youngers that they need to set her up and make sure she fails or gets rejected, so that all of that wealth and authority can be given back to these men who have been raping and sexx trafficking children and women, and then changing the genders of men. It's crazy that they would actually think that anybody would agree to that, but considering the nature of the course of things. But they're not done trying to obtain her, the wealth, and this authority anyhow. They tried to destroy everyone and harvest the wealth of their soul, and it did not go as planned. They're mad, and it seems as though they are trying to be quiet about it. But it's unclear whether that is on purpose or whether God is just kind of pushing them away. They've been complaining about the silencer. These masculines are talking about culture, and they have complained in the past when they demanded that this woman not be in this position. They have demanded that she be rejected, like they do all the women. They're complaining about culture differences. Well, there are some cultures out there that enjoy bedding 5-year-old girls and 5-year-old boys, and they enjoy having the dancing boys because women are somehow foul or something. There's this whole weird mindset that seems to be geared toward hating the lifegiver. The mother does not approve of these men, these pedophiles raping children. They're upset. They say that it's part of their culture. And might be part of a very, very low vibrational evil culture that doesn't give a crap about the powerful soul that has just been birthed here. It's all about control, harvesting the womb of power and those special gifts that they walk in with and gathering them at a very young age so that they don't ever come into the realization that all of that power and authority belonged to them in the first place. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you get lucky. So there is either abuse and tyranny over a soul, stealing from them their spiritual gifts and authority, their sovereign identity, or there is guiding them and allowing that soul to bloom. Sort of like, those flowers that you put in the blooming teas. They're so pretty. You put it in there, it's a tight little ball, and when you get it in the water, it kind of opens up in this beautiful plant. And nobody, especially these masculines, since they're in charge of the schooling and all of this stuff, they really failed in the department of allowing a soul to flower as it should, according to the upper dimensional spaces that it came from. Opening to its potential, its full, limitless potential. Without being sexually molested or mentally violated, right? Especially the children. Some cultures prey on children. Some religions speak of praying, P-R-A-Y, while they are also P-R-E-Y, being on the children. For some of these religious organizations, it seems to be a front, a window of like a business, but like the religious church, but it's actually just a pedophilia ring. And somebody mentioned a different church, a different faction of whatever, this Rosicrucians, which I had never thought of, but it's weird that rose is the flower and Crucian is the cross. So you got the rose, which is the flower, which is the soul, and then you have Crucian, which is the body and life, and also the cross. So there's a dynamic out there that's studying the hidden knowledge of the rose on the cross, is the way that I'm picking that up. And we've got problems here because they apparently don't have the access to that upper dimensional space. And it could very well be that these are the ones that have been in charge of traumatizing people in order to study the way that earth angels transmute and alchemize and then surpass or evolve through it. I believe this isn't a church. It is an organization that's studying earth angels by causing trauma and such in their lives so that they can study the power of it, the hidden knowledge of its healing nature. This is just my opinion. This was not a download. The only thing that was a download was the word Rosicrucians, and then I kind of put everything else together, so take it as it resonates for you. Pray, P-R-A-Y, and pray, P-R-E-Y. It's word magic. It's the same freaking word. It's heard the same by whoever's listening. You say pray, pray, pray. Word magic and need at the expense of others. Some people say they want to pray for a savior. They want to pray to be forgiven. But the church preys on Christed beings every Sunday. They do the drink the blood and eat the flesh human sacrificial ritual. And people participate in it. They say they're P-R-A-Y-ing, but what they're doing is P-R-E-Y-ing. The blood and the flesh of a Christed being every Sunday. They give it the name of Jesus, but this is a fraudulent system where many, many Christed beings are sacrificed in order to maintain this spiritual entrapment. These fellows are saying something has been activated. So they were saying April, they're going to transfer everybody. Today, the 13th, is we're about the midpoint. Something has been activated. They are talking about cell phone records, and they're talking about a policy. Of course, a policy is a course or principle of action adopted or proposed by a government, a party, a business, or an individual. A policy is a strategy, a scheme, plans, intention, and a procedure. They're saying something or someone is favored. It could be that this magistrate, this woman, has written up a new policy. Perhaps it is favored. Perhaps this plan is favored. They're very upset. There's some sort of separation happening, and they are talking about prophecy. So these nasty men are they're saying something about Mesopotamia. So there's a woman out there, a princess. Her name is Enheduanna, and I don't know if I'm saying that right, from 2300 BC. She's a Sumerian princess, a high priestess, and the earliest known named author of history. She's the daughter of King Sargon of Akkad. She was appointed to manage religious and political unity in Ur, where she composed 42 hymns and poems. It could very well be that I am she. It could be very well that someone out there is she. Because these nasties, when they unalived her, they were very mad. Practice what you preach, they said, as they took her life. And they have been torturing her and taking her life ever since. These religious men killed this woman, this high priestess, this daughter of King Sargon of Akkad, A-K-K-A-D. She was appointed to merge the religions of Sumerian and Akkadian. Apparently, some Islamics tortured her to death. They were upset that she was, I guess, against those men who were lovers of men who actually wanted to destroy women in this religious state. So they didn't like the way that she was blending the religions of the Sumerians and the Akkadians. So they convicted her of a crime, and then they sacrificed her. And then they've been torturing her ever since. These religious men, they've been burning women alive at the stake for daring to speak of love and for daring to claim that they have source connection. These men like to contract with women who have source connection so that they can then sacrifice them to a lower vibrational entity, which could be Moloch and Baal, because that's what was mentioned yesterday. This is their god. And this woman, this high priestess, this daughter of Sargon of Akkad. Now, she's a daughter of a lion. I don't know if Sargon of Akkad has an emblem of a lion. I don't know what's going on. But it's like somebody freaking tried to destroy this tribe, destroy this bloodline. But her father is here now. Sargon of Akkad, King Sargon of Akkad, she is of his descendants. He was the king of Ur. She composed 42 hymns and poems. These men did as much as they could, and their women who were pretending to be this woman, they did their best to destroy her mind and her connection to source. They've been torturing this woman and her temple and her soul and her spirit for centuries. hating every woman. Every woman. Because no mother would approve of these men raping the boys and girls. She wrote 42 temple hymns. She's the first... What? What did it say? The earliest known named author in history. She's the earliest known named author in history, a high priestess from Ur, who is to join the Sumerian and the Akkadian religions, and apparently the Sumerians tortured her and unalived her because they did not like her ideas or her perceptions of reality. Now the Greeks were in on it. Every effing buddy was in on it, man. All these freaking cornholios, these pedophiles. None of them are great men of God. They want to destroy great men of God by pedophiling them as their children. When they're children, to break their spirit, to eliminate competition. She was the Entu, E-N-T-U. She was the high priestess of the moon god Nana, N-A-N-A, in the city-state of Ur. And isn't it interesting that children call their grandmoms Nana? Nana? She was appointed by her father, Sargon the Great, to bridge the gap between Akkadian and Sumerian religions, cementing his power over the region. Except they unalived her and then replaced her and then tortured her for centuries. There's been a copycat over here wearing the crown of a princess and mistranslating the messaging and leading people down a path of whoring and blood rituals and dark shit. Apparently, this magistrate was trapped as a prisoner of war way back in the days of Mesopotamia or something, according to these nasty masculines. The curator and fellows are talking about somebody or something being fruitful, and that would be fertile, productive, useful, helpful, and valuable. These guys are talking about a woman from Mesopotamia again. A woman who was sacrificed back then. That's this magistrate. They forgot who she was. They've been unaliving her so freaking long, so many times, they lost track of who the freaking earth angels were. And they got a hold of the wrong one this time. Every nasty thing they did to her from the beginning to the end will be done to them, said God. Or perhaps her father. That's the message, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody.